Hey, what's good, y'all? Fusion here, back to another video. And today we're going to go ahead and talk about the Memphis Grizzlies and why they work. They've been balling lately. I actually just watched the game yesterday um, of the Grizzlies against the Knicks, and that's not very much because I feel like the Knicks are definitely a hit or miss team. Um, Randall is super inconsistent. Um, RJ Barrett could play pretty good, but we're talking about like the Grizzlies. They are, I believe, they're the third in the West, if I'm not mistaken. Um, Definitely do fact check that for me. We have John Morant. He is a All-Star starter, which is honestly great to see. He's averaging 26 points a game. Um, Let me see, about 6 boards, 7 assists. He's actually playing quite well, and I think he's just gonna get better. He actually does remind me of a young Kobe, Fro Kobe. Very athletic. His jumper could use some work just a bit. He's shooting about 33 from the 3-point line, which isn't. I mean, I'm sorry, that was Melton. That he's actually shooting 34, which is actually not that bad. His free throw about 76 percent, and he's shooting around 49% from the field. So he's actually playing quite well. Um, he's a slasher type of player. He can get to the basket. He has a really solid floater game, and he's really athletic. He is definitely one of those players that you just love to watch. And he's just overall just a great player, man. I like to see young players be great, like Ja Morant, like even on this team, Jaron Jackson Jr., which I will get to him in a second. Um, Desmond Bain, also a great shooter, and then I'll get to that as well. Um, LaMelo Ball, again, another great young player. Uh, but what works with their team is they are a running team with Ja, but they do know how to do some half court things, which I will actually get to now with Desmond Bain and Jaron Jackson Jr. Um, so Jackson Jr. he's averaging about 17 a game. He's shooting 42 from the field, 32% from three. He's shooting 80% from the free throw line, which is actually quite good for a big man. And he can actually shoot the three ball pretty well. His shot looks a little ugly sometimes, but that thing do be going in. Um, 6 boards a game. I would like to see more rebounds from him. I do feel like he's an athletic big man, but also knows how to dribble the ball and score pretty easily. I do know. I believe he had a triple. I mean, a double double last game, if I'm not mistaken. But you can definitely fact check that for me as well. He is a young talent. I can see him just getting better almost every single game, and it's just a welcome thing to see this Memphis Grizzlies team be good again. I do remember Zebo and Mark Gasol and one more name. Point guard for the Jazz, Mike Conley. Yeah, I do remember that team. Even with Josh Allen, Tayshaun Prince, it was a very grind team. Very defensive minded. Not really offensively inclined. Like they really didn't have an offensive quote unquote threat. Now, not to be like mistaken, but like their whole team could like get down if needed to. This was a team that you really didn't want to see in like the playoffs because they will wear you out. Pause. Um, but I mean, they actually changed their formula somewhat. They do have great offensive options with Ja, with Jackson. and Bain, which I'm going to get to right now. Um, Desmond Bain, he's a guard. He can shoot the ball actually quite well. He's averaging 18 exactly a game, shooting 47% from the field, 42% from the three, almost a 90% from the free throw line, 4.4 boards and about 2.4 assists a game. And their turnover numbers are actually quite low. John Morant, he is he's their main ball handler, so he has about almost averaging 4 turnovers a game. If he can get that down, and also shoot the three ball just a bit better. He's not shooting it bad, like by no means, but I feel like he can shoot it better. Um, so it's always good to see him not like turn over the ball. Last game he had a pretty tough shooting night, but he still played well. I do know defensively he could use a little bit of work. I do know that guard position. I believe he plays the two guard. Um, is a tough guard because I feel like a lot of great scorers play that two position, and if you really can't like defend that two position, then it's hard for you to really do much. But as of right now, it's not really a two guard league. It is definitely a point guard / small forward league with great scoring point guards and great scoring small forward like LeBron and KD. So that's really like the only thing that I feel like he could use a little bit of tweaking, but he's not a bad like defender by any means. Um, Steven Adams, just a great wall. He's averaging about 7 points a game, 10 boards, but that's not his role. His role is to be a big body, set great picks, get rebounds. He is always active on the glass, especially offensively. Uh, There's a lot of things that I saw last game where he would get a lot of great tips, and tip outs, pass outs. Just him being active on the glass is always a great thing to see. Kyle Anderson, he's averaging 8 points a game. He's not, a household name by any means, but there are games where he does, he can be a problem. Same thing with Dylan Brooks. He's averaging about the same as Bain, shooting 43% from the field, 33 from three, almost 90% from the free throw line, 3 boards, 3 assists. And I think that's one thing that they do have on this team: a consistent roster of people who can score. Um, I just named 3 guys averaging close to 20, like besides their quote unquote great player, which is always good to have. I do think that the Lakers need that. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Russ is averaging closer to 15 than 20, if I'm not mistaken. But, yeah, just like I stated, fact check me on that. But this is definitely a team that you don't want to see in the playoffs. John Morant, he is just he has almost everything needed for a star player. He is confident. He has that athleticism. He is arrogant, but in a good way. And I think that's what is needed for a great player to be great, is that arrogance, that pig-headedness, which he has, and I love watching them play. That's pretty much everything, man. Not really much else to say about their team. Third in the West, I want to see Desmond Bain or Jaron Jackson Jr. coming off the bench in the All-Star game. I do think that they need at least 2 players in the All-Star game, counting Ja. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta really say, man. Like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.